I thought I'd film myself having a bit of fun with these boxes. These are our for international ladies. These are our dry biscuit boxes. The cheap brand anyway, Coles. I wonder if these have the same. And I thought, look at this. Wouldn't that just make a wonderful album thing? So I've just cut it, and there it is. You've got, you know, your album cover for your journal. I mean, you know, you just put your pretty paper on it, look. And if you want to make it stronger, you just get another one and do that. And then I thought, well, that's after you cut the top bit off, but then how can we use the bottom part? And then I had an idea about that. I'm going to make myself a stationery caddy. So what I'm going to do is I'll just measure it to about there. So just above that Australian sign, or just below there. So about there. Okay, so I'll start by doing that. So then you can neaten, there's the biscuits, you could neaten it up a bit by getting, see, it's not very even, is it? So that would be one, and then with this one we could use it as a cover, and all you do for that is just cut along the score line, or the, you know, the little, like that. So from one box you can make two different things, a stationery caddy or a journal. I thought it'll probably be a bit quicker for me to make the stationery caddy. There it is. And snip that part off, and then you got your I just want to quickly show you how I made the cover. Cut that side. There we go. So there's our cover, our other cover. And if you want a real sturdy mini album, you can just put them together like that, and you've got yourself a really sturdy mini album, and you don't need to muck around with the spine. It's not great idea. Alright, so let's get on with making the caddy. So there's the bottom one. Just get, and this is another leftover thing here, and you could, that is a good solid medium chipboard, I'd say, and of course you wouldn't want to throw that away. You can make a bookmark out of that, or a tag. That's something I haven't seen much of on here, people doing like bookmarks, you know, with a nice little tassel-y thingy. That'll, so I'll save that. Every part we're going to save. Let me just quickly put these biscuits in the rubbish. Alright. Roughly mark this. The second one you can do it this way. I think it's probably a better idea if you use, you have to be really careful when doing this. It's so easy to go off in the wrong direction. Maybe it's easier using an oar to make the initial hole in there and then going with your scissors. But as long as you do it nice and slowly, the first time I didn't do it too slowly. And I want to show you also, I use how I apply the paper. And the way I apply the paper, I use this technique on all my projects that need paper covering. Most people measure. I don't measure. I just put the whole piece of paper straight over, and then I cut it once I've stuck it on, if that makes sense. It's a lot easier, I think so, and you get a more precise kind of thing, because if it's pre-cut, you have to go with it whether it's cool or not, you know what I mean? Okay, so, and again, this will be turned into another book. So now we got our two caddies, and what I'm going to do is stick them together like that, but before I do, I'm going to even these up. So I'll just go around, might zoom in a bit, just going to go around and with the scissors. That's why it doesn't matter too much if you're not a very neat cutter, because you can always go back with the scissors. And what you could do too, I didn't really have enough time to look around, if you've got some other boxes that could be added, for instance, once you join them together, we could actually put a separator in here. We've actually, that's a good idea. We could probably use this as a separator, couldn't we? Okay. And I think that works quite well. A little bit. Like that. There we go. So there's your separator, instead of getting two different boxes. So we'll just, depending on how many separators you want, you can leave that like that. maybe you can work out what you're going to put in there. You put your little scissors, you can put your little glue sticks, some pens, the oil, you know what I mean? Okay, so I'll just go about cutting this one evenly. See that there? Need to come down a bit. Okay. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is get the glue and glue them together. It's a good idea to keep it held together is to actually use, let's see if I've got some. Oh, yeah, these will do. I was going to say pens, clothes pens, but yeah, just to kind of have it binded together while we go on to the next thing, which would be finding your paper. And I think because I've got so many things in my craft room, I'll probably give this caddy away to somebody. Maybe have a competition or something. There we go. Right, so now I will maybe I can use some papers from the Rose Garden collection. Oh, they're lovely papers. Tags. Really like that. Right, so this is the way I apply my paper. Right, I do this with any project. Like I said, it's the easiest technique I know. I just put the glue straight on. And I get my paper and I line them like this so it's perfect on the edges, like that. I line them like that so it's perfect here and up here. Then I put it down like that and press it so the glue takes. And turn it over, have another look, make sure it's all good there. So now the only parts that need to be cut off now are along here and along there, and that is very easily done like this. Press it against the box. Don't ever need to look at it. You can just feel it by pressing against the box. And you just keep cutting it until you're happy with it. So see that white sticking out there? Might go back with my smaller scissors now. There we go. So I'm happy with that part. This part, there's still a bit of that paper showing, so I'm just going to go back again, press it up against the box as close as I can, and just use that box as a guide to carefully go along and there we go. So I'm happy with that. Fantastic. And then what you can do, if you're still not happy with the edges, you can find the small ones. I'm just noticing here from the cardboard there's a slight bit of an edge. Don't want to play around with it too much. Or instead of doing that, I've got another idea. Yeah, I've done that. That's all right. But what you could then do is go along with your ink and just ink the edges as well. I can never find my ink pads, you know, the actual pads, so I just do it straight from there. Yeah. There we go. And it also colours those as well a bit. And the edges. And the bottom too. Okay, so now I'm just going to continue on with this process, and I'll come back to you once I have done this all the way around. So then I'm going to do the same to the bottom, cut that, line it, and then I'll be back to show you how it looks like when they're all lined up. So that's a concept I'm going to use for all those, and I'll come back and show you how they look like when they're all done. Hi ladies, always just gone on to the next part. So this is what I've done so far, and I've just put that divider in there, and just looking at the little lines in there, they're not kind of got that cardboard kind of there, and I'm just contemplating whether to fill that up by putting those in there, but then I'm thinking won't really be necessary because this will eventually be used. It's kind of hard to, you know how the bottom of the boxes are, it's kind of, even with glue, I've tried to put glue in there to get it to sit down, but it just won't. But it's going to be the bottom, so I know Amanda said she's not having prizes for a 50 subby, but I think once I'm done with this, it'll probably look alright, and I could probably, up to Amanda, I'll send it to Amanda and she can keep it, or she can send it out to a winner. Right, I'm just trying to think what else I can do to make it look a little bit prettier. Maybe around the tops there. Put some glue on the top. I don't know if you ladies have heard of a crafter called Crafty Sunny. It's very sad. She passed away. She's a really nice lady that she wore a baseball cap a lot. It just came as a total shock. I watched her videos a few times, but I wasn't as close to as what I am with some other ladies. It just came as a complete shock. I found out through watching Betsy Doodle, she had a quick slide. Yeah, it's just very sad. Okay, I was thinking of putting some flowers on it, but I don't know. Something at the front, yeah. It's looking a whole lot better already. But it's amazing what you can do with, well, this was made from 2 boxes of cat food tins, and the top part of the box, remember, is, so that was the bottom of the cat food box and this was the top, and I have turned that into an album cover. So after this project I will start working on the album cover. I want to have a bit of a rest from the Fabergé egg, just kind of do something else. I think making 2 in a row is a bit full on. There's still heaps of time left. We've got until the 25th of June. And I think I might want to order a few trims for it. Although, when you order trims and stuff, they don't come for quite a long time. So, yeah. You know those nice kind of rhinestone trims that you get? Yeah, get me some of those. I used to sell those in my store. Okay, I think for $2 a yard. Do you know that blingy rhinestone? Okay. And with this type of project, this pearl trim works best. The dimensional one, not the flat back one. Oh, that's looking much better. Okay, yeah, that's giving it a lovely finish, isn't it? Much better. I think I'll just wind this up a bit. So you can see the top better. How's that? Okay. Now I will pause it and come back when I've finished.